Welcome back to Canadian Jewish Television. My friends, welcome back to Canadian Jewish Television. My name is Ieden, and I'm so happy that you found the time once again to join us for another lockdown edition of Canadian Jewish Television from my home of all places. You know, I got to tell you guys something. I'm a little embarrassed to tell you this. You know, the host of Canada's only Jewish talk show, yet I'm going to confess my Hebrew is very limited. But there are certain Hebrew phrases that are indelible in my mind. There are certain Hebrew phrases that are seared into my consciousness. You know, when I was a boy, my rabbi told me a phrase, and it goes like this. Kol Yisrael Erevim Zebezeh. Kol Yisrael Erevim Zebezeh. Every Jew is a guarantor for every Jew. Every Jew is responsible for every Jew. And you know, guys, I'm convinced that this concept alone makes the Jewish people distinct from every other group on the planet. This deep-rooted sense of responsibility that we have for one another, this longing to protect one another. But sometimes protecting one another puts us to the test. But even though it puts us to the test, somehow, some way, we always get the job done. With our own interminable will and Hashem's help, we always get the job done.
David Sana spends most of his time in bed.
I'm suffering for what's called end-stage kidney disease. Kidney failure is essentially a slow death. If the body has no way of excreting the poisons that it normally excretes through the kidney, then there's a variety of bad effects. For me, the most difficult to deal with is extreme fatigue. I don't come to the synagogue nearly as often as I used to because I can't walk on Sabbath. It is normal and okay to be angry at God and why this happened. We don't know why these things happen.
A few months ago, Sana reached out to RENEWAL, a nonprofit that facilitates kidney transplants within the Jewish community. RENEWAL was founded by Mendy Reiner.
The mission of RENEWAL is to create awareness and to help facilitate kidney transplants and to make the entire process as smooth as possible for both donors and recipients.
So there are basically two types of kidney transplants. The first type is from a live donor, the second type from a deceased donor. But most ultra-Orthodox rabbis prohibit deceased donation.
Our model is to focus on live donation. The rabbinic authority agrees that donating kidney is not only permissible, that it's a great mitzvah.
RENEWAL often matches Jewish people from very different backgrounds.
At least 50 or 60% of RENEWAL's recipients are outside of the ultra-Orthodox world. Our donors are probably 80 or 90% from within the ultra-Orthodox world.
One of the many ultra-Orthodox donors is Blimi Brol.
Every time I saw an ad, it just broke my heart. We're talking about people that are going to lose their lives because there is something we can do to help them, and we're not doing it.
Barish Korn also decided to donate his kidney.
I'm a Jew and I want to give to a Jew. Doesn't matter which background.
But it's not easy to convince people to donate a kidney to a stranger. RENEWAL works Because some Jews feel compelled to take action if they know that the recipient is also Jewish.
It definitely has a community sense that people know each other, but they have no clue who they're donating to. They might be ending up donating to someone that's not from within the community and that has absolutely no connection other than that they're Jewish.
I spoke to Renewal and I said that I want to donate. They asked me if there was any particular person that I know that needs a kidney transplant. So I said, I don't want to be the one to decide who to actually give it to.
The next person on the list who was compatible with Brol
was a pediatrician who was 60 years old. He is a father of 3 and a grandfather of 1.
Often it takes several attempts before Renewal is able to find a compatible match.
One day I got a phone call from Renewal. They told me, I have a surprise for you. You still want to give away your kidney? They told me there's a 14-year-old girl. And my oldest child is 14 years, the same age.
The truth of the matter is that I am really scared of surgery. I remember getting to the hospital and I felt like a calmness come over me. When I woke up, I heard beeping. So I asked the nurse, where am I? She said, darling, you're in the recovery room and the doctor just reported that your kidney is functioning very well in your recipient.
It was only after the operation that Brol decided to meet the recipient of her kidney.
I looked down the hall and I saw this person walking with a pole of IV towards that room. And I said, hi, you must be Dr. Levine. He just looked at me and he said, you're an angel.
My friends, if you've been listening to the radio or watching television in the Toronto, Ontario area over the last 3 decades, you probably know about Marty Galin. Now, Marty hosted the restaurant show on CFRB 1010 with Arvin Rosenzweig. They were amazing together. And he's done so many things in the arts and the media over the years. He's given so much joy to all of us. And I recently learned the news that Marty is suffering from kidney disease, degenerative kidney disease, and he's in desperate need of a new kidney. So I wanted to give him a few minutes right now to speak to you directly.
Well, I was doing all right, and I thought I was. I'd go to my Dr. Locke, and she kept saying, your kidneys are getting worse and worse. And I thought, no, that's not going to happen. And every time I'd come, she'd say that the kidney functions are getting less and less. And then I got really sick, and she was at a meeting with us, and she said to Julius when he was there that if I don't get dialysis, I'm going to die. Is that correct?
She said if you don't start dialysis by Tuesday, and this was on a Thursday, she said you are going to die.
Yeah.
That's how imminent it was.
I want to
And
say
I think
that I've always had an amazing life, and I've given all my life, and I've gotten back so much in return as far as acting and TV and radio. And if you do find it in your heart, or you know someone else that can do it, I can only say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marty, for your video message. And friends, I'm going to put the number on the screen again and the email. And if you feel a spark in your heart that you might be up to the task to give a kidney, or if you know somebody who might be, or if you just want to donate to the Kidney Foundation, any of those options are very much appreciated. Thank you for watching Canadian Jewish Television. We'll be right back right after this.
Canadian Jewish Television will be right back right after this.